We're so excited that you guys have joined us for today. My name is Ariel Hernandez. I am the MCTT for the Miami NE Market Center in Miami Shores, and I'm excited to be your host for today. And it is an honor for me to be able to bring a really good friend of mine, Flor de Maria McNally. She's going to be discussing with us how you can thrive in your first 90 days if you're an agent, or how you can just redo your whole business in 90 days. And she will share her story. And it is an amazing story that has motivated a lot of us. I know a lot of people have changed their ways of doing business in my market center thanks to Flor. And I'm excited that she's here to share with you all. And so nonetheless, I present to you guys Flor de Maria. Flor, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. I feel like an outsider because I'm in Florida, but it's also such an honor to be featured, in this great event. So let me share my screen here. All right, like Ariel said, I'm going to be talking about how to thrive in your first 90 days. I am an agent. I've been an agent for 7 years. I have a small team. And I think the biggest headliner is I came back to KW in 2018, and I had sold 1.5 million in volume prior to joining back up with KW. From 2018 to 2021, I've taken my business to 30 million and 120 units. So how have I done that? That's what I'm going to be talking with you guys here today. It's a lot to unpack, I will say. I mean, for 1 hour, it's really hard to talk about every single one of the things that I've done or implemented. How can I turn off the sound of people coming in? Do you know how to do that, Ariel? Okay, thank you. So this is my team. Ever since I started in real estate, I have always had a dream to start my own team. I started off as a team member, and I learned a lot in my first year due to that experience. I was only on the team for about 2 months. I didn't get any value from it. And I was determined that when I did start my team, that I would pour into my people. I would give a ton of value, especially when bringing in an agent, which I still have not done. I do have an agent, a licensed realtor on my team by the name of Cami, who's this person here. But she is more so like my bottom half. So she is my legs. She's out in the field running around with our clients. And then I'm able to focus on my 20%, which is setting appointments, negotiating contracts, and generating leads. I've added a couple more people. This is my husband, Jimmy. I just like to put him in my pictures. He has tried to be a part of the team. But when you're trying to fit a circle into a square into a circle, it doesn't quite work. So we figured out actually this year that he fits best at home because our family vision is what's most important to us. So he stays home with our 3 little girls. So I have a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and I had a baby in January, who is now 10 months. So he does like our payroll and like a few things here and there. You call him like the hole plugger. But my only licensed realtor is really Cameo Arnold, who's our showing agent. Then I have Sharon, who was an addition in March. She, because my business is 100% repeat and referral, we get about 80 referrals a month. So I was overwhelmed with the amount of people that I had to take care of. So she is what we call a lead manager or a client care coordinator. Basically, and I'll talk about these systems more during this presentation, but what she does is she takes the people from their intake form all the way to pre-approval. At pre-approval, they're handed off to Cami, who takes them on all their showings. When they're ready to write an offer, that's when they come back to me. So I have an initial conversation with them over the phone. They fill out a form, they go to Sharon, then they go to Cami, then they come back to me for a hot second. I get them under contract, and then they go to my transaction coordinator, who is a cyberbacker. Amanda joined our team 3 months ago, and she is my marketing and gifting specialist. So all of my systems that I have in place that help people stay connected to me personally and deepen relationships, she is managing all those systems now. So that's it. That's my team. We're going to close 120 units this year and about 28 million in volume. And if I'm going too fast, just let me know. So I think the number one thing, if you're starting off in real estate, you have no idea where to start, the number one thing that I would encourage you to do is to determine what is your reason for doing real estate. And that could be a variety of reasons, right? So when I first got into real estate, it was because I was bartending and I loved giving that customer experience and for people to come back and see me, but I felt very limited in terms of being able to craft my experience versus having to follow somebody else's model. So my story began there. I was bartending for 11 years. I came home one day and I was really frustrated because I would always just change restaurants in order to restart that process and restart my group of regulars. And I just wanted to give an experience that was my own experience because I felt like I knew what a great premier customer experience involved. And my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, told me, why don't you sell houses? Which I'm like, are you even listening to me? I'm telling you this story about work and you're not even like, what are you even talking about? So I looked into it. I got into real estate for that reason. I wanted to build my own standards and have full control over that. So determine the reason why you got into real estate and then build around that. Another thing, aside from obviously your business why, is figuring out like, what do you want to be remembered as? Because when you get deep into real estate and you get really successful, you start to lose track of time. So time is a much more precious asset than money. So you can make all the money in the world, but what is the point if you don't get to spend time with the people that matter or get to do the things that really matter to you, like changing people's lives? So I encourage you to take Quantum Leap. It's a very important class in my timeline of growth. In Quantum Leap, they will ask you, like, what is your mission statement? And figuring out that mission statement comes from determining your big why. And the way that I was able to determine my big why was asking myself, okay, I have died and people are at my funeral. What are they saying about me? And that sounds really morbid, but it's such a powerful way to look at things, right? You're gone. It's done. Like your life has ended. What are people saying about you? I want to personally be remembered, not as a real estate agent. I want to be remembered as a mom, as a Catholic with very strong faith. And I want to be remembered as always coming from contribution and sharing what I've learned. And so by determining that, that's what guides me every single day, not only in business, but also personally. I don't ever want people to notice or sense commission breath. I don't really care if I get their business, but I do care if I have a deep personal relationship with them. So after you've figured out, okay, why am I doing this? Why is it important to me? And who is your target? Ever since I started at KW the first time, so I started at KW, I left for a stint, my business went down, I came back and I've been back since 2018. But at the very beginning, when I first got licensed, this question was asked of us in Ignite. So who do you want to target? What will your niche be? And I always wanted to target the Latino community. I speak Spanish. I'm in the Midwest. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know if you guys got to see that slide, but this is the areas that I cover: Southwest Ohio, Northern Kentucky. Those are my main areas. So in the Midwest, there aren't a lot of people that speak Spanish. but it's large enough that it can be a great target audience for me. So there are about 10 real estate agents in my market, 10 or 15, it's growing, that speak Spanish. And so that's a really great opportunity, because in a sea of 5,000 realtors, only 10 or 15 of them speak Spanish. Wonderful. Like, I can take really large market share from that market. So I would say, if you can't figure out who your target is, what are you like, right? So I'm Latino. I was a first-time home buyer, so I wanted to target first-time home buyers, Latinos, and what makes you different, and target those people. So one of the targets that I want to implement next year is empty nesters. I'm very patient. I'm very relational. I've never really gotten along with people my age, because I'm always thinking bigger than my generation. And so I tend to get along more so with people that are significantly older than me. So why not take advantage of that? You know, that is a target market. And so I'm going to start doing this, which is the next step, right? You choose your target and then study your target and stand out. So how do these people communicate? Okay, Latinos are going to communicate way differently than white people. And I mean, it's just a fact. Like, it's not stereotypes, it's not racism, it's just people speak differently based on their culture, their cultural differences. So Latinos are very outspoken, we're very colorful, we're very vibrant, like, we love music, we love, family relationships, we're very close-knit. So how can I then relate to them using those cultural differences? Or if you're not targeting a demographic and you're targeting a geographical location, like where I live in Westchester, it's a lot of soccer moms. So how can I connect with the moms of the area if I'm targeting a geographical farm? Just study the group that you are targeting and stand out amongst them by relating to them and by communicating with them in the way that they want to be communicated to. So what do they react to will help you when talking about social media. I mean, all of us are really connected in terms of social media, video, images. So design those things after studying your audience and analyzing your audience, because that's who, at the end of the day, you're wanting to target. And then what builds trust with the group that you're trying to communicate with? For me, Hispanics, we build trust by hearing from other people, right? So word of mouth. So my language changes, right? So when I'm meeting a new person, I always, first of all, show a lot of gratitude. So I'm so glad that Luisa sent me to you. I'm really glad to be connected. These are the reasons why I stand out amongst other real estate agents that speak Spanish. So always reconfirming, like, if I'm doing these things and I'm doing them for a particular reason, but then you're not communicating that to your audience, how will they know? You can't keep that a secret. So I'm always reconfirming those facts. I stand out because I'm organized. I stand out because I will always put you first. I stand out because one of my core values is integrity. So those, I know, are those kind of key words with that group of people that will keep them close to me and will create that trust. And then like I mentioned before, it's word of mouth. So I'm always going to reconfirm that relationship as well. So then we want to get, once we've determined our target audience, and we're talking about the first 90 days here, right? I'm a brand new real estate agent. I've determined why I'm doing business. I've determined what drives me every single day so that I'm always motivated to go into work and lead generate, set appointments, negotiate contracts, role play. I'm guided by those things, right? To do the job that sometimes you don't really want to do. I've studied my target audience. I've determined what my target audience is. I've studied my target audience. I know how I'm going to communicate with them. Now I need to get those people into some sort of database or my data bank. Command is an excellent resource, guys. I have several classes on how to get your database into Command, how to organize it. But it's just so crucial to really get your people into some sort of electronic format. I know this agent who is just absolutely incredible in my area. She will post something on social media and she'll have 400 likes, she'll have 50 shares, and all she'll say is, who wants to buy a house? I mean, she has like this crazy influence, so much potential. She keeps her database on a notepad. I'm like, and I've tried to sit down with her and do a tech audit. If you're not tech savvy, then just hire somebody, or there's companies that will just do like the one-off input of your database and then train you on how to keep it organized and keep people when you add somebody, like, what is that process? I can't stress it enough. Like, you have to have those people somewhere. That is your gold. If you've already closed some deals, this isn't your first 90 days, but you're going into 2022 and you're wanting to know what to do in the first 90 days of 2022, then I would say past clients are probably the most important contacts that you'll ever have. Not only do they know you, not only do they trust you, but they've actually seen your customer process, your client experience firsthand. So they are going to rave about you more so than even your mom, you know, if your mom hasn't bought a house with you. So I would say past clients, if you have any, put them in there right away, and you're going to communicate with that database differently than you would somebody who doesn't know what your business is about, right? The people that don't know what your business is about are the people that you're going to be reconfirming those facts to. This is what makes me stand out. This is my target. This is what means a lot to me. Whatever it is, you want to be voicing that that brand. I mean, it really is a brand. My clients and the people that follow me on Facebook know exactly what I'm about. They know that I'm a family person. They know that I'm Catholic, and they know that I love giving to others in terms of helping them grow financially through real estate. So make sure that people know what you're about. Any questions so far? I'm talking really fast.
Good so far.
Okay, so once you have your data bank in there, now it's time to fill in all the gaps of information. So collecting information can be very uncomfortable. I would say make it a habit, right? So at the beginning of 2020, I decided to start using Google Forms. Again, I have a video on this on my Facebook page, which, let me see if I can get a link to my Facebook page. I'm going to be mentioning this group a lot, so I might as well pull it up. Okay, so on that Facebook group, I have a video on how to use, create, and leverage Google Forms. So I'll just walk you through what a client experiences when they get my phone number for one of my past clients, current clients, or somebody in my sphere. So that person, let's just call them Susan. Susan gives my phone number to Lena. Lena then calls me, because my phone number is on everything. So she calls me, I pick up the phone. This is Floor, how can I help you? Hi, this is Lena. Susan gave me your number. I'm looking to sell my house. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love Susan, she's amazing. I'll make sure to send her a thank you card. So thank you for letting me know that she sent you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get off the phone with you right now, and I'm going to text you a link to a Google form. If you could go ahead and fill that out for me, I would really appreciate it. The thing is, I get a lot of calls every day, and I just want to make sure that I don't forget about you. So as soon as I get your Google form back, I will call you back right away. Okay, your call is really important to me. They always say yes. And when they say no, they just are looking, they're curious about your process, right? Because it's unlike anything that they've ever heard. Most realtors are like, okay, yeah, you want to sell your house? When can I meet you there? If you determine the pace of the communication from the very beginning, then you have control over it. If you just let them treat you however they want, and you're just popping up and running everywhere, then that's how the transaction is going to go. It's going to be messy. You're not going to have any control over it. So I just recommend setting the tone of the relationship from the very beginning. It doesn't mean that you can't be friendly with them and fun. It just means that you're setting the tone that you are a professional business. Because anytime you go anywhere, like your doctor can be really friendly with you, but he has you fill out a form when you walk into his office, right? So why not set the tone of your professionalism from the very beginning? So they fill out that form, we get an email, it says your Google form has been filled out. What does this Google form ask for? The Google form asks for their first and last name, their cell phone number, their email address, their current address with an apartment number and everything. And it asks for their birthday. So the big five already collected from the very beginning. Now I can send them a birthday card to their mailing address. I can put them on the monthly neighborhood nurture, and I have their cell phone number for text communications. Why not collect everything at the front end? Okay, that's for new people. Now, if you have old people that you don't have information for, then just reach out to them, especially during this time in December. It's so easy. Hey, I want to send you a Christmas card. Can you fill out this form? Because it puts it in a spreadsheet for me and makes it easier. And I really want to send you something in the mail from time to time. They'll fill it out. If you have a trusting relationship with that person, then they're going to fill it out. Okay, so collect that information. Once you collect the information, it's really important to tag it. Again, that's another video in my Facebook group, a tagging system. I have a set of questions that I ask myself, and now my team asks themselves every single time we get a person added into our database. Number one, are they a met or a haven't met? Number two, what is our source of relationship with that person? Number three, if they're a referral, who referred them? And why is that one important? I have a VIP program. I send people a little card in the mail that says you're now a member of the VIP, De Maria Homes, the VIP program. Every time you send us a referral, we're going to track it, and we're going to send you 4 gifts a year. Now, do I actually track how many referrals a person sent? No, that's way too complicated. I like ease and efficiency. So if they send me a referral, they're getting thrown into that program and they're getting the gifts. It's about $100 a person that I spend, $150 per person in the VIP program a year. So I'll do that with my eyes closed every single time. If they send me a referral, they don't have to close, they don't have to qualify, they don't have to do anything. What that does is it builds that relationship with the VIP client, because now they're getting 4 additional touches a year, but it also rewards their behavior, right? They sent you a referral. Here are 4 rewards for having done that. And they're encouraged to send even more referrals every year. I get anywhere between 70 and 80 referrals a month. So this stuff works. I'm not saying it just because I think it. I actually do all these things, and it works. So collect the information. Oh, so met or haven't met, source of relationship, if referral, who referred them. If it's an open house, what's the address of the open house? So that way you can see exactly how many leads came out of each open house. If you met them while you were out, what place did you meet them at? So if I'm meeting a lot of people at this coffee shop, I'm going to keep going to that coffee shop. What these things do is that it gives you clarity. So if I know where my business is coming from, I'm just going to hone in and go 3 levels deep on those things, rather than adding 10 random things that I don't know if they will work or not. Clarity is power. If referral, who referred them, if they closed, who were the vendors that they used. So I want to know who I'm sending a lot of business to, so they can help me and support me in all of the things that I do for my clients every year. If they bought, when did they buy? So that way I can look up like the group of people that bought in 2019. They're probably ready to sell now in 2021 with, values going up 10% every 6 months in Cincinnati. I can generate a list off of that. And I show you how to filter for that information in those videos. And then their DTD2 tag. So do the database too. If you don't know what that is, I'm happy to explain it in a private session, or if you just look in the bold group DTD2, you'll find tons of Facebook posts about it. And that helps me with my quarterly calls. That's a lot.
Lauren, that is amazing. I actually posted there on the chat the picture of your tagging system that I stole from your Facebook group.
Yay.
And so they can go ahead and be able to download that right from the chat. Also put the DTD2 schedule for 2022 on the chat for you guys. But there was a question for you, Flor. What do you send them, for example, on that VIP program? What are some of those gifts that you might send to them?
Okay, so I'll let you know what I sent this year because it changes every year. This year, Q1, they got a $25 gift card from Rewards Genius. And I chose that company because they allow you to pick from a variety of different vendors. So they can use $10 at Burlington Coat Factory, and they can use the other 15 on groceries. You actually get to choose where the money is distributed. So rather than saying, here's an Amazon gift card, what if the people don't go to Amazon, which I guess there's very few people that don't go on Amazon, but Amazon is one of the options. So if they want to do that, they can do that. Q2, it was a backyard barbecue event. I said, like every single thing that I do, I'm always taking notes, right? So the backyard barbecue event was fantastic. But what I realized is that once we got close to the event, I'm like, but I don't want my other clients not to come. So I invited those clients. So this upcoming year, I'm doing away with VIP events. And I'm making just client events, and then I'm giving the VIP people their own set of like actual tangible gifts. So anyway, backyard barbecue event was for VIP. Q3, we did the fall photo shoot. So we had a photographer come in and do fall photos, and people loved that so much that I ended up opening it up to everybody for Christmas. And it actually turned into a 500-person event that was very community oriented. So now that's going to be our community event every year. So just like you can learn bad things, you can also learn good things from just jumping in and doing something. And then Q4, we did tickets up to 4 tickets to Coney Christmas Nights of Lights, Coney Island Christmas Nights of Lights. So it's a Christmas show, and people are starting to send me videos of them going to this event, and it's really cool. Any other questions? All right. So once you've done all these things, right? So you have your group of people figured out, you've got them in your data bank, you've got them all tagged up, everything's good to go. Now find people that are doing business the way that you want to do business and ask them questions, right? My philosophy is I'm always going to learn from a person that's doing more than me and doing it better than me. And I'm going to ask them questions so that I can continue growing. Don't let the people that are not doing as well as you dictate how to do your business. Okay, that's really important. So when I was first starting out, I asked everybody. I mean, I probably annoyed the crap out of everybody in my office, but anybody that was doing more than me, I asked them, what are you doing? And general questions like that for high D personalities or people that are super busy can be stressful. So hone in, right? Like, can I see a copy of your listing presentation? Hey, I just saw you did that event. How did you get people to sign up? What kind of advertising? What's your marketing plan for your listings? At KW, we have a culture of sharing. And if they don't share with you, go to the next person, because I'm sure somebody out there will share with you. You can find these people too on like Facebook groups. If you just ask a general question, everybody wants to give you their opinion. So go on Facebook and take advantage of that in the Facebook groups. and ask your question there, and I'm sure you'll find somebody that will help mentor you. And then once you have all of their secrets, then you can just rip off and duplicate those secrets. So I had a coaching session with a top mastery coach back at the beginning of 2020, and she told me to do housewarmings to bring up my my price point. I had no idea what that was or what that looked like. And so I attended a session, actually. Tara Carter's in your region, isn't she?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, Tara Carter does these housewarming parties at a high level, and she's constantly teaching about them. Attend one of her classes. I got a ton of ideas that I just ripped off and I duplicated. Once you have a set system in place from a model, that's when you can start adding creativity. If you add creativity too early on, then that's where it can get messy. So always go off of people that have done it before you, that have had repeated success. And then once you get comfortable with that model, then start adding your little sparkle to the model. And this is the best piece of advice that I can give you. You're going to attend a lot of classes. You're going to implement all these ideas from this event, and just go out and do it. Pick your top 2 and do it scared. My first housewarming party was super scary. I mean, I had no systems. This was my first time doing it. I went to these classes, but once you're actually in there, it's really, really scary. It's terrifying. So, but just go out there and do it anyway. Implement as much as possible, as often as possible, and just know that you're going to fail, and it's okay, because failure is what leads to learning. And failure is also the place where you find the questions, because a lot of times you don't even know what to ask when you're first starting out. But by doing these things, by implementing them, that's where you can generate those really important and powerful questions, and ask the right people, and you'll be well on your way. That's all I got. This is my Facebook page. If you guys want to add me on Facebook. I post a lot. Social media is a big lead generator for me. This is my business page. I have my housewarming videos on here. I do. They're all very client-centric events. So it's really not about me, it's about them. And that's how you can deepen those relationships too. They know that you're really, truly coming from contribution, and they want to do everything to help you grow. And then this is that group that I posted in the chat.
What is your Facebook page address again?
It is Day Maria Homes.
Pardon me?
It's Day Maria Homes.
That's your Facebook page?
Yes.
Okay, let me just see. Maria Homes. And what is the group address?
Using models and technology to gross $1 million.
Okay. That's the group.
Yes.
I'm just writing it down.
So they're both in the chat for you guys. Just click on the link, and it'll take you directly to her Facebook page and the group. Ready? Now, Flor, when it comes to the actual housewarming parties, can you tell us a little bit more as to how does that entail? So what exactly, how do you set it up? How do you present it to your clients? How do you get the people to go? And the most important question, who pays for it?
So, okay, that's a lot to unpack. So the housewarming parties have 3, okay, where do I start? So when
Just overall, I know it's a very specific class sometimes that you give on it, right? But just the
yes,
overall
I'll
essence.
try to give all the major components. So, okay, so the person comes into our life. I really only talk to them at the onset of the relationship. when they're writing an offer and I'm negotiating for them to win, critical problem solving stages of the transaction. Like if we hit a major road bump, then I jump back in and, use my experience to solve the problem. And then at the final walkthrough is, and the closing, I go to the closing as well. But the final walkthrough is when I get to meet them for the first time. Most of the time, if they're a repeat client, then obviously I've met them before. But generally speaking, this is the first time I'm meeting this person. I get to solidify that relationship. And as we're walking away from the house, I'm like, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm going to throw you a party. And that's when I can gauge like whether or not they're going to be excited about it and sign up for it, or if they're not really interested, which I've had a couple people that are really not party people. And that's okay. I tell them when they react in the way that it makes them uncomfortable, I just remind them like it's not an obligation. This is just my gift to you. So then after they close, they get put on a SMART plan. Step 2 of the SMART plan, after a text message thanking them for the business and letting them know that I'm going to be there for life. Step 2 is an email that says, did you know? And the body of the email, it'll say, Raul, did you know? De Maria Homes throws you an all expense paid housewarming party. Click the link below and pick your date. And so that takes them to this page, which is Calendly. I use a lot of technology in my business to leverage myself. So they just pick a date, like December is totally blocked off because I'm spending time with family. And so January, it's back open again. Any dates that are not highlighted are dates that are already taken by people. So I told them you can schedule as far out as you want, and you can invite as many people as you want. Once they sign up for the housewarming party, then that triggers a set of checklists for my team. So number 1, we generate a Google form that we send out to them for them to send out to the group of people that they want to invite. So we just send them through a text, hey, here's your housewarming invite link. Please send it to everybody that you want to invite. This helps us know how many people to make food for, and it gives us information to send out your invites via mail and email. And they're like, absolutely. So once they send that out, then we start getting invitations on a Google Sheet. And you can find out how to do all of this on that Facebook page. So this is one that we have coming up this weekend. We have 35 people signed up. And all of these are new additions to my database. So as people fill out the form, they get dropped into the RSVP list, and then we send them an invite by mail. We send them an invite by email, and we send them a text the day of the event saying we can't wait to see you. At the actual event, we make tacos, and do you guys want me to show you like the full video that I have since we have a little bit of time? I can't hear you guys, so
They're all nodding their heads yes.
Okay.
Felicitaciones, Lorena y Wilmerton. Le deseamos todo lo mejor.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Lorena. I mean, I can't wait till every room, even the bathroom has TV in it, but for now it still looks awesome. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations.
Congratulations for Wilmington and Lorena. It's a nice house. Thank you for inviting me here. I have a good time here. And that's it. Like, congratulations again. Thank you.
Hi guys, congratulations to rent a house in Wilmington. Really beautiful house over here and really big, and I'm trying to do the same thing, like good house, really big. Congratulations for them. Cool.
Felicidades, Wilmito y Lorena, por su casa. Dios los bendiga y bendiga su hogar. ¿Cómo se dice?
Felicidades, Lorena.
Felicidades a Lorena entonces.
Que yo nunca vi esa luz en su propia casa, que yo las llegué a tener con felicidad y paz. Okay, thank you. I enjoy this place. It's a nice house. It's a beautiful time. God bless you, everyone. So, God bless America.
Congratulations! Congrats on that house. It's so big and it's so you.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
I'm jealous.
Fucking jealous.
Congratulations, Lorena in Wilmington. This is a really nice house. I'm proud of you guys. Keep it up.
Lorena, felicidades, tu casa está hermosísima. Todo lo que le has hecho, todo lo que le vas a hacer, tú eres excelente para decorar y pues te mereces esta casa. Muchísimas gracias por dejarnos celebrar tu gran logro y pues mantente en contacto, que te quiero mucho.
So Flora, those invitees that the client sent you their information and stuff, are those also added into your database, and do you follow up with them as well?
I just want to clarify, the clients did not send me their information. These people are filling out the forms themselves.
There you go.
That's really important detail, because I don't want it to be a chore for the people to like have to sit there and like figure out their address and no, all they do is forward the link. Yes, they get added to my database and I generate 1 closing per housewarming on average. So not leads, closings, one closing a housewarming. So these people connect with me on a very different level. And as you saw, like I'm in the background, like I'm not front and center. It is not a marketing event. And it's not an opportunity for me to promote my business. It's an opportunity for me to share in their great achievement. And either like this person bought an upgraded house, so they leveled up on their house, buying their first house, whatever it is, like I'm there to celebrate with them. And that's really important. I mean, I think we all are so eager to like slap our logo on stuff, and it's not even about us. It's about them. And she's one of my biggest cheerleaders. I mean, even though I'm fading into the background, like she's there enjoying the time with her family and her friends. But she is like a walking commercial for De Maria Homes. And that just solidified the relationship. So when we show up, we make tacos. My husband cooks them. We just make a big vat of ground beef. And then everything else is pretty much store-bought tortillas, lettuce, cheese, sour cream. I mean, all that stuff you can just get on shipped. They deliver it, and then we just put it all together. What else do we make? The rice and the ground beef is all we have to make. Everything else is just heated up or just served. So we have taco bar, and then we have margaritas. And yeah, at the event, I collect their information again. This time I don't ask for their home address because it's kind of annoying to like sit there. It's like, why do they keep asking for this stuff? I just ask for their phone number, their email, and their birthday at the event. And what that helps me do is figure out, like, out of the people that signed up, how many people actually came. And what I use to gather that information is giveaways. So I give away 3 gift cards. So total, all in all, I spent about $700 per event, and that's including a professional video. 700, one. No, it's more like it's $500, $500. And then I get $350 from my lender. So I spent about $150, and that includes a professional video, the food, the alcohol, and the gift cards.
So then the budget is kind of split. So you do get some from the lender, and the producing is from a professional photographer that goes to the event.
Correct.
And as a bonus, that video they created, the client gets that as well as a memory.
Yep. So I send it out. So to the people that showed up, together with the people that signed up on RSVP, they all get a bomb email with that video link.
Amazing. That is awesome. Now, there's a question here. Do you only do this for the buyers only, housewarming parties?
Yeah, I mean, most sellers end up buying another property, but an investor is going to be like, what? Why are you doing a housewarming for me? They didn't buy anything. Now, if an investor is moving into a new house, then absolutely, I'll throw them a housewarming party. So whoever it makes sense for.
Awesome. Now, Flora, I do want to bring it back a little bit to the beginning, how you explained in being able to study your target and start creating your data bank. Now, I know you focused a lot on tagging, and we shared the tagging system that you use, right, on the chat. How important it is to tag your database, and how do you do that follow-up so that you can continue to get that repeat business or referrals? Because I know you mentioned in the mega panel that almost 100% of your business is referrals and repeat business, right? You don't do cold calling, door knocking, or any of that, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100% of my business is repeat and referral. 30% is agent-to-agent referrals. So I am always looking for a way to pour into other agents, as it was done to me when I was first starting out. And that accidentally started a new lead source for me. So I get a lot of agent-to-agent referrals, people that either follow me on Facebook, or whatever. So what the filtering does, so I tag all these people, I know where they're coming from. Number one, what came out of it? My VIP program. So I know exactly which people have sent me referrals in the past. Okay. So then I was able to generate that VIP program. I have 150 or 160 people in that program. So that's number one. It just gives me a lot of clarity, right? So like when I'm sitting down and I'm doing my business planning, I'm never going out, I'm going deeper. So what were the things that were the most successful, and how can I make them better? So another really big referral source for me was my Facebook page. It has grown, and I had a lot of intentionality behind its growth. Back in 2019, I only had 300 likes on my Facebook page. I'm up to 28 to 29. So I grew that, 700%. So intentionality goes a long way. When you have clarity about where your business is coming from, or where you got a lot of leads from, then you can really hone in and go 3 levels deep. So I tag Facebook page or Facebook ad. I used to run Facebook campaigns, but again, it wasn't where my business was coming from. So I just cut that off. But like Facebook was a big lead source for us this past year. So we're gonna go 1 layer deep and start doing more video as an example of like how to go a layer deeper. If I'm not generating a lot of business and open houses, because when I filter for open houses, I only get like 2 or 3, then I'm not gonna focus all of my energy on that. I'm gonna focus my energy on housewarming parties, because that's where I do generate a lot of business. So it just gives you a lot of clarity as to where you should be spending your time and your money on. And putting in the information like the birthdays, the home anniversaries, the wedding anniversaries gives you also an opportunity to touch those people, like wedding anniversary cards, birthday anniversary cards. And I've been sending out these mugs to people that have purchased, and they post them on Facebook. Like here's one yesterday. Yeah, thank you so much for my gift. It's a picture of their sold photo. Uniformity is really important. So if you're going to start something, then just do it every time. What I mean by that is my clients, when they buy a house or when they sell a house, they're going to hold this sign. And if they're buying, they're going to stand in front of their house with the sold sign. And they know that, they expect it, they want it. They can't wait for that moment when they get to have their picture taken. And then all these pictures are put into a Dropbox account so that I can use it to gift. Okay, every single person right here. The 3 pictures. It's always the same. That way people know what to expect. Don't do it for some, and not for others. Build a system around it, have a checklist. And that way you can also scale it when you get bigger. I think a lot of people are sending me direct messages.
Laura, what smart plans do you use to follow up with your clients? I know you have the DTD2, so I can only assume that the quarterly call plan. Is there any
Correct.
other smart plans that you use as a way to always stay top of mind?
Yes, in your first 90 days, highly recommend not only getting your people into your database, your data bank, but putting them on the monthly neighborhood nurture. There is no reason why you should not be doing this. What this does is it sends them the value in their neighborhood, what the trends are in their neighborhood, and it does this automatically. So just subscribe them to the monthly neighborhood nurture. There's no reason for you not to do that. The other smart plan that I use consistently is my post-closing plan. I don't have one for sellers yet. I haven't wrapped my head around what I would want to send them. Like if it's an investor, I mean, other than the monthly neighborhood nurture, I don't really know what to send them. But with my buyers, I do mostly buyers. So out of the 120 transactions that I did last year, 80 were buyers. So they get a thank you so much. I'm here for life. Send me any information, or let me know if you need any information like contractors, home warranty help, whatever it is, like I'm here for you. Number 2 is, did you know that we throw you an all expense paid housewarming party? Number 3, if you haven't already, please leave me a review, because I know my target is first time home buyers, first time sellers. What are they going to be looking for? Reviews. So I was really intentional about that as well in the past 18 months. I think I had 5 reviews on Google when I first started really putting a lot of intentionality behind my goal, and I'm up to 75 Google reviews. That's huge. That's more than most of my competition. For
that is amazing.
Our effort planning the business plan, putting together a business plan. Just making sure that you are targeting the easiest group of people, which is the sphere, right? So everybody knows 200 people. So just make sure that all those 200 people are in your data bank. You can find those people on Facebook. I mean, most people have their birthday on their Facebook page and their social media link, obviously, because they're on Facebook. Just get those details and get as much information as you can so you can start touching those people. The post-closing plan, I don't, but I can publish it. I haven't done that yet. Any other questions?
Yes, they're asking for the reviews. How do you share that with them? Is there a specific link you send to them that they fill out?
Yeah, that's a great question. So if you go to your Google page, there is a way, it's in Google My Business, so mybusiness.google.com. There's like a back page where you can actually collect your reviews. Here we go. I changed my address. So it's not giving me that option, but it's somewhere in here in reviews. It'll say, send this out to collect a Google review. And then on Zillow, it has a link on the back end as well. So I send them an email with the Google link on leaving a review and the Zillow one. And I just ask them if they could please copy and paste the Google verbiage into Zillow, because Zillow filters out reviews that they don't like, which is very frustrating. What else?
They're asking do you also send newsletters out to your customers?
I don't. I believe that people are sick of email. So as much mail marketing as I can, not marketing, as much mail gifting that I can do, that's what I'm going to focus in on. Like, people are really surprised when they get a mug in the mail, a mug or a card. My cards don't look like your normal cards. Let me see if I can pull up an example really quick before my time's up. So this is the site that I use, mailboxpower.com/DeMariaHomes. This is where I do all of my gifting from. So the mugs, the birthday cards, the wedding cards, any kind of postcards that I send out are all from here. It's not gonna come up. Anyway, I put a picture of them from their Facebook page on the front. On the inside, I put another picture of them and their family. And then I write a note that says, you know, I hope you enjoy your birthday, rather than sending an electronic one. I mean, that just is so impersonal to me. It just makes me cringe. So newsletters, it's the same thing. If you're going to do newsletters, I highly suggest you couple it with video. So if you do like BombBomb, much more personalized. But I think the information that people are really looking for is not really a recipe for Thanksgiving. It's what is the value of my house? How much could I make off of my house? What could I buy if they're a renter? What kind of information would you be looking for and your target audience be looking for? And then formulate what your touches look like from there.
Wonderful. All right, well, Flor, we thank you so much for sharing all this information with us. I do want to share with everyone again in the chat here are the main points that she discussed today. So make sure you determine your why, who's your target, and if you don't have an idea about your target, well, what do you like? Or what makes you different from all the other realtors, right? Study, then stand out, build your database, collect information, find a mentor, repeat and duplicate, and then do it scared. Just do it. Just do it. Man, I have to say, I've gotten so many ahas every time that I hear you give this class. And I always take something away every single time. And I really appreciate your time, Flor, and everything that you've taught us today. If anyone else has any other questions or anything, just please make sure that you reach out to us either right now here in the chat, or I'm going to put here a picture of her business card that you can download and be able to send her an email if there's any questions or anything that you have. Flor, any last words?
Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. I know I talk really fast and I talk a lot. There's just a lot of aspects to my business, and I'm just happy that I can share them. Thank you.
Wonderful. All right, well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here on How to Thrive in 90 Days. On this Zoom link, if you are part of leadership, the next class is going to be here on this Zoom link is Leadership Vital Signs from E to P, how to take your market center from 48 to 97. So if you're part of leadership and are interested in that class, please stay on the Zoom. If not, have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of Tech the House.
Thank you.